5. Select 5 numbers from 1 to 39, please. 12. 6. 27. 33. And 26. Friday's wild card lotto jackpot is at least $4.2 million. And don't forget to get your tickets for the Keystone Jackpot game. This Saturday's jackpot will be at least $12 million. Here again are tonight's winning numbers from the Pennsylvania Lottery.
Home Improvement and Seinfeld will not be shown tonight, so that we may bring you the PIAA Quad A Final.
This series tied at 2. It's a best of 5, and the stakes have never been higher. Hershey, Pennsylvania. It's the goal of every high school basketball team in this state. Throw in the fierce local rivalry that is McDowell and Prep and a sold-out Civic Center, and you have the makings of a magic March evening. Big game basketball, the Western Final, next on TV 24.
Sponsored by Edinburgh University and St. Vincent Health Center.
Good evening and welcome live to the Erie Civic Center in Erie, Pennsylvania for tonight's matchup in the PIAA Boys Quad A Western Final, featuring the McDowell Trojans with a record of 23-7 and the Prep Ramblers with a record of 23-7 as well. Both teams have met 4 times already this season. This one decides it all. Who goes to Hershey and who goes home? Hello, everyone. I'm Mike Gallagher, along with my color commentator for tonight, Brian Duffy. Duff, we have what is shaping up to be the game of a lifetime in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Well, it certainly is. The atmosphere in the Civic Center right now is absolutely electric, and that's going to be a big key when this basketball game starts. Who is going to handle the atmosphere better? Who can get out and do some things offensively and defensively with the pressure that tonight will bring?
You've played high school basketball, college basketball. What about the atmosphere? Everything from the depth of field behind the hoops to the crowd.
Yeah, that won't bother anybody here tonight. The depth of field will not be a problem. Both teams are used to that. What both these teams have to handle, like I mentioned, is their emotions. You cannot come out and play basketball too emotional to start out. It doesn't do you any good.
And it is emotional. The crowd is into it. The players are into it. You stay with us, because when we come back, we will meet tonight's participants. Stay with us.
Pennsylvania.
Are going to take.
Women need to also make sure that they take care of themselves. So every year they need to pick a day. Let's say their birthday. That's what I do. You pick your birthday and you make sure that you have your general women's health issues addressed. You know, you go and have your physical exam done. Make sure that you have your pap test done. And if it's the right time, you're the right age, then you make sure that you have your mammogram done too.
I'm Francis V. Klecker. We at the Klecker Funeral Home have been serving Erie families for 3 generations. We have the largest facility in Erie County and a wide selection of burial or cremation plans to fit your needs. Our 4 licensed funeral directors have a commitment to helping families through a very difficult period in their lives. For a pre-arrangement consultation, call 454-0156. Klecker Funeral Home, continuing the tradition of caring for over 3 generations.
Beat the spring rush and make an incredible deal at McQuillan in Girard. Consider the enduring quality of an Oldsmobile Cutlass Sierra, a Sporty Achieva, or a full-sized 88 Royale. How about Pontiac Performance, packaged in a cool Sunfire, a sharp Grand Am, or a powerful Bonneville? Isn't it time you stop borrowing a truck and get your own GMC Sierra, or Sonoma pickup, or a Jimmy Sport Utility? Don't be trampled. Beat the spring rush. Make an amazing deal at McQuillan Oldsmobile Pontiac, GMC Truck, and Suzuki in Girard.
'96 PIAA basketball playoffs. Playing in tonight's Western Final and meeting for the 5th and final time this season are the McDowell Trojans and the Cathedral Prep Ramblers. The winner of tonight's contest earns a trip to the Hershey Park Arena and a shot at the Quad A state crown. At this time, I'd like to set the starting lineups for these two fine ball clubs. First for Coach Pete Flynn's McDowell Trojans. At guard, a 5'8" senior, number 15, Damon Finazzo. The other guard, a 5'11" senior, number 22, Jake Del Sandro. At forward, a 6-foot senior, number 33, Aaron Garrity. The other forward, a 6'2.5" senior, number 42, John Park. And at center, a 6'4" senior, number 50, Brent Whitkin. The starting lineup for the Ramblers of Cathedral Prep. At guard, a 5'11" senior, number 22, Keith Neese. The other guard, a 5'11" sophomore, number 21, Julian Blank. At one forward, a 6'3" senior, number 31, John Taroki. The other forward, a 6'3" senior, number 42, Bryant Shizakowski. And at center, a 6'3" senior, number 40, Doug Lecker. The Ramblers are coached by Marcel Arabi. And now, would you all please rise to honor America and join Michelle Surtz in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the Rockies red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
I tell you, if the voice of Michelle Surtz, the daughter of Prep Athletic Director Ron Surtz, doesn't give you the chills and get you ready for this one, then nothing will. But we are just about set to go. Your officials for tonight's game, all from District 10. The referee, Mr. Larry Frasina, and he's joined by fellow District 10 colleagues Rick Fletcher and Bill Hall. Head coach Pete Flynn checks in with a record in his 6th season at the McDowell Trojan helm of 131-35. Marcel Araby in his 9th year, 195-59. Coach Araby has 5 trips to the Western Final, 2 to Hershey, with 1 state title. The Ramblers averaging 66 points per game. The Trojans averaging 62 points per game. Also keep in mind that Pete Flynn knows how to win a state championship as well. It happened while he was at Strong Vincent during his 13-year tenure there, where he compiled a record of 201-25, including the state title. He also won 2 Metro titles and 4 D10 championships while the head coach of Strong Vincent. We're set to tip it off as Whitkin will go up against Trokey.
4 things, Mike. Patience offensively and defensively, good looks at the bucket, defensive intensity, and control your emotions. Those are the 4 things to watch early.
If you're keeping the scorecard on the Prep McDowell meetings from this year, Game 1 went to McDowell 62-47. Prep wins Game 2 52-48. As the shot is up and in for Doug Lecker. In the Metro Championship, Prep wins at 55-49, and in the District 10 Championship, it was a 13-point win for McDowell, 69-56. Trojans down 2-0. Finazzo with the ball.
Any offense Prep gets from Lecker will be a big advantage tonight. They look for him to pound on the boards, do some things defensively. He can get 10 points. That will really help Prep's cause tonight. Prep, of course, in their matchup, and McDowell's going to look for a good look. They, of course, will be very patient, as they always are.
If you hear at the Civic Center for the D10 Championship, Aaron Garrity had all 8 first-quarter points for the Trojans, so you wonder if maybe they don't try and shut him down early. The Ramblers come up with the ball. 6:57, the first quarter is underway. The Ramblers have a 2-0 lead and possession. Julian Blanks, the sophomore, 5'11", out to Keith Neese. Neese can't get this one to fly. And a bad pass by John Park. A little bit nervous out there.
Well, Jake D'Alessandro and Aaron Garrity are guards, and they've got to be looking for the basketball. Park was about to walk. He probably did walk before he threw the pass. Garrity and D'Alessandro have to look for the basketball.
Julian Blanks works against Damon Finazzo. Inside the Trokey. He's short with his shot. Gets his own rebound. But we have a foul call over the back.
Trokey over the back, and fouls will be a big key early on, Mike. Anybody getting into foul trouble and sending the other team to the line, that could cause some serious problems. As you see Trokey going hard to the basket, he won't get it, and then commits the foul over the back on Park and Whitkin.
Finazzo and D'Alessandro, the guards, running the offense. Now it's Finazzo working against Keith Neese down the right side. Whitkin sets up the pick.
Man-to-man right now for Cathedral Prep.
John Park into the paint, kicks it out. D'Alessandro drives the baseline. Back out to Park. D'Alessandro fakes, drives, doesn't go. Loose ball out of bounds. Trojans maintain possession. They trail 2-0. 6:09 to go. First quarter. We are underway in the boys PIAA Quad A Western Final, featuring the McDowell Trojans and the Cathedral Prep Ramblers, live from the Erie Civic Center here on TV 24. Finazzo gets the first 2 for the Trojans. We are tied at 2.
Damon Finazzo is very underrated going to the basket. He can contort his body to 1,000 different points, and Finazzo will be very good going to the basket. Better at going to the basket than he is as a spot-up jump shooter.
Blanks wants it and gets 2. Four to 2, Ramblers with the lead here in the first quarter.
We talked a little bit about good looks, Mike, and Prep has gotten a couple good looks early. They got the easy bucket by Lecker. Trokey got a good look inside, and then Blanks off the dribble got a good look. Right now, it looks like McDowell struggling a little bit more with their offense than is Prep.
Blanks over to Trokey. John Park will get called for the foul. He reaches around Trokey as he drove to the basket.
What you have to watch for Prep defensively is the fact that they will continue to change defenses, and that sometimes causes some confusion. You see Trokey, this is a strong move to the hole, and anytime you go that quick, when you get people on their heels, you're in good shape. Lecker, jump shot maybe a little bit out of his range, but he's knocked a couple of those down in big situations.
4 to 2, the Ramblers with the lead. 5:13 first quarter. John Park, now to Finazzo, goes over to D'Alessandro, in front of the Rambler bench.
Still man-to-man for Prep.
D'Alessandro back out to Park. Trojans trying to be very patient. Expected a defensive battle. That's what we're getting so far.
We talk about defensive patience, and this is where Prep has to show that defensive patience. McDowell's going to move the ball around for quite a long time until they're satisfied with the look they get. Prep has to keep their heads in it defensively. Defensive patience.
It's back out to Finazzo. To Park. Fakes inside. Finazzo might have liked the three, but doesn't take it. Now Del Sandro finally, and he hits.
I mean, you want to talk about an offensive possession. McDowell's doing everything they want to do, and I am definitely in my range right here, Mike. I can shoot the jumper from right here.
Nice catch, Duff.
Thanks.
It was mine.
Would have hit you right in the head if I wouldn't have caught it.
That's all right, my attorney.
I was in. Yeah. That's good, Mike. Man to man for McDowell. Of course, they're going to play pressure defense. Watch for them for backdoor cuts, going to the bucket, that kind of action. State College did a little bit to that in the game that you and Norm Price did in the Western Quarter semifinals, and they had great success with the backdoor cuts, and look for Prep to look for that tonight.
We are tied at 4. We're in the first quarter. 4 minutes to play in quarter number 1. Trojans with the ball. Out to Park. Now to Del Sandro. Del Sandro drives. And we have a foul call underneath.
Jake Del Sandro doing a nice job. Dribble drive off the penetration. Del Sandro goes hard to the hole. He'll be at the line.
We have time for a break, so we will take one. The score tied at 4. We're in the first quarter.
Only your Goodyear retailer has it. The only tire with a lifetime tread-life warranty. Introducing the all-season Goodyear Infinitread. Its tread is guaranteed for as long as you own your car. New Goodyear Infinitread. The only tire with a lifetime tread-life warranty.
Conway and O'Malley Goodyear has quality tires to fit any budget. Locally owned and operated at 905 Pittsburgh Avenue, 5535 Peach, and on Buffalo Road across from Kmart East.
Conway and O'Malley. We're your Goodyear store.
Is it a luxury sedan or is it a truck? Smart lease a GMC Jimmy for $299 a month for 30 months with $1,800 cash or trade down and decide for yourself. You get a 4-door Jimmy with 4-wheel drive, anti-lock brakes, driver's side airbag, power windows and locks, AM/FM with cassette, tilt wheel, cruise, rear defogger and wiper, deep tinted glass and aluminum wheels. So forget the luxury car versus truck debate. Lease a Jimmy from Rick Weaver, Hartley's, Emery Mann, Griffin Bossard, Wiggers, Smith Gray or McQuillan.
There are over 200 million vehicles on our roads today. And when the one you're running starts running on empty, there are 3 excellent quick-fill gasolines to fill you up and get you back on the road again. Quick-fill Unleaded, Quick-fill Unleaded Plus, and High-Octane Super Quick for peak performance from any driving machine. Quick-fill, for all you've got that's running on empty.
We are back live at the Erie Civic Center, the site of the PIAA Boys Western Final. The winner going on to Hershey, the loser going home. The score here in the first quarter with 3:43 to go is tied at 4. Both teams with 3 shots.
I thought Jake Del Sandro got fouled going to the basket, but the Ramblers, the Trojans get the ball underneath the basket. We took a look at that replay. Looked like he got hacked on the way, but obviously the official saw it as on the dribble. So McDowell doesn't get to the line. McDowell with 2 turnovers early. Prep with 1 turnover.
The shot for Shez is good for 3. 7-4 Ramblers lead.
That's a good shot for Zezikowski. He can make that shot. He's so tall that he can shoot over people. Zezikowski actually was somebody in his face when he takes a shot. But Zezikowski's a big kid, and if he's got a guard or Finazzo or Del Sandro off some kind of switch on him at the top of the key, he can hit.
Duff Shez is 6'4", and he has a 43% shot from three-point land. Says a lot about him.
Zezikowski isn't 6'4". He's at least 6'5". I know they list him at 6'4". Marcel does that all the time. He always lists his kids smaller than they actually are. Most people list them taller. Prep always goes about an inch, inch and a half shorter.
Park out to Finazzo.
Let's check Prep defensively. Still looks like the man-to-man, helping man-to-man on the dribble. They're doing a nice job, but this doesn't bother McDowell. They will be very patient. This does not phase them one bit. They will move it around, and keep patience.
Whitkin. Trouble underneath, goes out of bounds. McDowell will maintain possession. 2:23 to go, quarter number one, 7-4. Shezakowski's three-pointer. The difference thus far is the Ramblers have that three-point edge. Pete Flynn, you look at again in his 6th year with the McDowell Trojans. Sitting next to him, Jim Del Sandro, assistant head coach, who has been at his side for 19 years of coaching, 13 at Strong Vincent, and while at McDowell. Nice pickoff by Damon Finazzo. Finazzo brings it up and loses the handle, and we have a foul call.
Finazzo actually gets a break there. I think he was trying to force a little bit of the action. I know what they're trying to do. They want to get in some kind of sync offensively. Finazzo's bringing it hard down the floor, but if you take a look at the numbers, you can't see it on the screen. There's 3 Prep players right there on 2 McDowell players. Not good numbers, as they say. Finazzo probably should have pulled that one up, but they get another team foul, and it's 3 team fouls to 1, and that's definitely an advantage early on for McDowell.
Del Sandro across court to Park, now to Garrity, into Whitkin from the foul line. He gets it for 2. Whitkin's first points of the night makes it a 7-6 ball game. Ramblers still have the lead by 1 and the ball. John Trokey with it over to Julian Blanks.
I think both teams are settling in now, Mike. I think the emotion of the night and the atmosphere may be wearing off a bit. Both teams will settle in, and we're going to see a great basketball game.
And it is turning into that already in a foul call. Going against John Park.
Park with 2 fouls early on, and that's not good. Park's going to have to sit on the bench for a while. Substitution for the Trojans. Good move is McDowell gets Park out of the basketball game. Kyle Lubin into the game for Park.
Kyle Lubin, a senior 6'1", is into the game for the Trojans at this point as it's 7-6 ball game. Ramblers with a 1-point lead. 1:32 remaining in the opening quarter. Mike Gallagher with Brian Duffy with the call here on WJET TV 24. Reminder, a program note, we will also have the state championship Quad A boys game coming up this Saturday featuring one of these 2 teams you're watching here tonight.
Zezikowski got a good look down at the other end. Same spot where he hit the 3 to give Prep a 7-4 lead. Good look. We talked about good looks early in the game, and that was a good look, and that's a good look from Lubin. He gives you a lot off the bench, just like Fiorelli from Cathedral Prep.
Kyle Lubin coming in, just 23 points on the season, now has 25 with a big 2 points that puts the Trojans up by 1 at 8-7. Foul call is going to go against Kyle Lubin on the floor, so Trokey will inbound from the sideline.
McDowell's very aggressive. They get a lot of fouls like that on the perimeter defensively. As long as they stay out of real serious foul trouble and they play enough guys, that foul trouble really shouldn't be a problem for this. Another substitution. We mentioned Lubin, the guy for McDowell. Now it's R.J. Fiorelli for Cathedral Prep, and he does a fantastic job.
R.J. Fiorelli had a great game against Shenley. He's 6'1". He's a junior for the Cathedral Prep Ramblers. The Ramblers with the ball, 8-7 to score. Trojans by 1. 55 seconds remaining in quarter number 1. Fiorelli drives and pulls back out.
Seeing great defensive pressure from McDowell on the perimeter. Little overplay there by Jake Del Sandro. Didn't get hurt by it.
Fiorelli for 3. Count it. So the Ramblers go up by 2 at 10-8. Just over 30 seconds remaining, quarter number 1. Trojans with the ball.
Not many teams can get a lot of production off their bench. That's why McDowell and Prep are in this position that they're in. Already, we've seen Lubin come in and get a 2, and we've seen Fiorelli come in and knock down a 3. McDowell's going to look for the last one, down 10-8.
12 seconds. They'll start to move the motion offense as Finazzo gets it in gear under 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Del Sandro drives, puts it up. It doesn't go, but he gets the foul.
McDowell's just they're so good offensively. They're so patient. I'll tell you what, Prep is a great defensive team, and McDowell is able to do some fabulous things against them offensively because they have patience. Both of these teams, I'll tell you what, that's a great first quarter from both of these teams with the pressure that was on both of these teams coming into the basketball game.
And Duff now going to the line is Jake Del Sandro, who on the season is 104 out of 123, an 85% free throw shooter. Almost about what you shot. at the free throw line, right?
Yeah, I don't remember, but I'll agree with you.
But I tell you, you don't want to put these kids on the line too often.
Now, Finazzo and Del Sandro and Garrity, I mean, they are just about automatic. Del Sandro gets the first. Good ball fake by Del Sandro. Goes to the hole strong, gets the foul. Del Sandro, as Mike mentioned, 85% from the line.
His second one is good. We're tied at 10. 3 seconds. Fiorelli gets the shot off, and it doesn't go, so the first quarter comes to an end. We're tied at 10. Don't go away. We're back with the second quarter after this.
Celebrate spring and rejuvenate your spirit with a fresh new Pontiac. Forget about putting a spring in your step. Put the pedal to the metal in a 96 Bonneville. Its suspension unwinds curves. Its power flattens hills. Or save a lot of green. Lease a Grand Am for just $212 a month for 36 months with $2,000 down. Or $274 a month with nothing down. Don't let any grass grow under your feet. Get to Hallman, McQuillan, Kramer, Jones, Rice, Upperman, Griffin, Bossard, or Kirkpatrick now.
You're ready for your summer vacation, but is your car's cooling system ready? A weak radiator, bad hose, or worn belt can spell disaster. Before your trip, visit Canfield Radiator at 18th and State. Their qualified technicians will inspect, advise, and correct any potential problems. Ensure your family a trouble-free, comfortable trip by first stopping at Canfield Radiator, Erie's oldest and largest radiator and air conditioning specialist. Canfield Radiator at 18th and State.
The Business Technology Association says Toshiba copiers are the most reliable in America, which means Toshiba copiers are as reliable as Old Faithful. Hey, maybe even more. And nothing's more reliable than your Toshiba dealer. Whoa! So for reliable copiers, fax machines, and Toshiba service and supplies, call Hagen Business Machines. Hagen Business Machines, your Old Faithful Toshiba dealer.
Hey, who's the new guy? Name's Jordan. Oh, yeah? Cool. When it comes to air, nobody's better.
When you think of air, remember Jordan. Jordan Heating and Air Conditioning.
He's hot. Well, that's it for today. Time to get back to work.
Jordan Heating and Air. We stick to what we do best.
We are back live at the Erie Civic Center. Thank you for being with us. You see the score tied at 10. I'm Mike Gallagher along with Brian Duffy, the Action News team. And if you can get a close look to Duff's left, Joe Stevens, one of our fantastic forecasters, also a great stats guy, and he is busy. Very good with the numbers and helping us out as we are set to start the second quarter, and it is underway. 10-10 the score.
Some good numbers from Joey already. Prep 2 of 4 from three-point range, 4 of 7 overall. How about McDowell? Good three-point shooting team, no three-point tries. They're also 4 of 7. Little trap action coming up now by Prep, and it catches McDowell a little bit by surprise. It won't bother them once they get into their regular flow.
First quarter turnovers, McDowell with 3, Cathedral Prep with 2. Finazzo with the ball for the Trojans, out to Aaron Garrity.
Marcel Araby does a great job changing up his defense, looking to confuse other teams. And McDowell's so smart, hard to confuse him, but he almost forced a turnover with Finazzo early in the possession.
Mayhe is now in for the Cathedral Prep Ramblers. He's a senior, 6 foot. And the shot from the baseline by Trojans, no good. And loose on the floor, and the Trojans come up with a possession.
Great job by Kyle Lubin. Comes up with the loose ball and dumps it on the floor to Garrity, knowing where his players are. Would have been called for a walk in that situation. Saved McDowell the basketball in a possession, and every possession is going to be huge. And, you know, turnovers, not something you want.
The Ramblers quickly up the floor. R.J. Fiorelli's shot, no good, called for the travel.
That's a good call. Prep fans don't like it, but it's a good call. Fiorelli walked before he could get that basketball down and get in a position looking for a shot.
Doug Lecker checks back into the game. John Trokey takes a breather. The senior goes to the bench. Tied at 10. Second quarter, 6:44 remaining in this first half of play of the boys PIAA Western Final that you're watching live here on TV 24. Mike Gallagher and Brian Duffy, and Damon Finazzo with the ball for the Trojans. Finazzo tries, going to Del Sandro. There's a fight for the ball with Fiorelli. Excuse me. That's Keith Neese, rather.
couple of things to watch for right now at this point, like foul trouble. John Park with 2 for McDowell and Julian Blanks with 2 for Cathedral Prep. Both players on the bench right now.
As Brett Whitkin goes to the bench, Brian Caldwell, the junior, 6'3", comes into the game. Also the starting quarterback for the Trojans, and one who is being highly recruited by teams like Penn State and Michigan. Could be a Big Ten quarterback. Right now he's worried about the PIAA Western Final, and he does a nice job defensively as Lecker loses it, and the Trojans now have possession.
Good hand by Caldwell. He's very aggressive. When Lubin and Caldwell are in the game, they are extremely, extremely aggressive around the perimeter. They foul a lot, and that's okay. Coach Pete Flynn doesn't matter. Because of the depth, the only thing you have to worry about sometimes is team fouls and whether you're going to put somebody at the line.
Caldwell goes strong to the hole, and it doesn't go, and we have a foul underneath.
Great job by both of these teams depth-wise. McDowell, boy, I tell you what, they can play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guys. And Caldwell doing a nice job, strong to the hole. Doesn't get the bucket, but Caldwell drawing a team foul, getting to the line. And Caldwell, not the greatest free throw shooter in the world, but he can do a nice job.
John Trokey checks back into the game for the Trojans. Got a brief spell, but he's back here in the second quarter. We are tied at 10, and it's Caldwell goes to the line. And on the season, Caldwell is a 72% free throw shooter. So that doesn't hurt either.
No, and I just said Caldwell not a great free throw shooter because he doesn't give you a lot offensively. But I looked at your card, and I said, well, maybe I don't know what the heck I'm talking about. Obviously.
As Del Sandro now goes to the sideline, must have blood on his hand or something, as they're wiping it off, and they're going to have to replace him. And I believe Hine will come in.
And Pete Flynn is not at all pleased with it. I'm not sure exactly what has happened, but there is a PIAA rule that you cannot be on the floor with blood, with any type of bleeding, and he's getting it bandaged up, and I'm sure he's going to be right back in.
Mitch Christensen, the trainer for the McDowell Trojans, who does an excellent job with the whole Mill Creek program. He is the full-time athletic trainer for the Mill Creek School District and works with these kids every day in practice and on the floor, and he's the one working on Del Sandro on the sideline. So it is 11-10. Caldwell converts on one. The Trojans with a 1-point lead. 5:58 to go in the second quarter.
Brian Caldwell called on that was Kyle Lubin on the foul, and he's got 2 fouls already. So looking a little foul trouble early on. A couple guys with 2, but tremendous depth on this McDowell team.
Fiorelli working against Finazzo.
Look at the pressure.
Chez now to Trokey.
Yeah, Prep's handling the pressure.
Trokey to Nice all alone. Top of the key for 3. So the Ramblers go back up by 2 at 13-11 here in the first half of play.
Hine got caught on a back pick, and Nice came wide open at the top of the key. Keith Nice is going to make that shot just about every time he shoots it. If he gets that kind of look, he's going to knock it down.
Bave, nice defensive effort, but the Trojans maintain possession. Outside to Finazzo for 3. He comes up short. Jezikowski back to Trokey, over to Nice. Nice looked to Behe and goes back to Fiorelli from outside. Count it. So 2 3-pointers have the Ramblers up 16-11. 4:51 to go in the second quarter. The Trojans want a timeout, so we'll take a timeout. Stay with us. We're back with more after this.
Orthopedic Surgeons, Inc. at 26th and Sassafras. Wish the best of luck to both the McDowell Trojans and the Prep Ramblers. Experts in sports medicine, the physicians of Orthopedic Surgeons, Inc. care for fractures, foot, hand, and shoulder problems, and specialize in arthroscopic surgery and joint replacement. Longtime supporters of both these athletic programs, Orthopedic Surgeons, Inc. salutes these fierce competitors and this great rivalry. Congratulations, Hoopsters, from all your supporters at Orthopedic Surgeons, Inc.
It's the Spring Spectacular going on right now at all Erie Paint locations.
Choose from the area's largest selections of wall coverings, now sale priced at 20 to 40% off.
And the new Benjamin Moore Super Hide Eggshell Enamel Paint is now $5 off.
This great interior scrubbable paint is only $16.99 a gallon.
Come into Erie Paint today.
We got your color, we got your color at Erie Paint.
Erie Paint, Peach and Liberty, and 2111 West 12th, just east of Pittsburgh Avenue.
That's interesting.
It's contemporary. Touches of gold are nice.
We can save $2,500. So we get the sculpture?
I prefer the Cadillac DeVille.
Right now, save $2,500 in options on the special edition Cadillac DeVille, including leather seating areas, gold ornamentation, chrome wheels, and more.
See anything you like?
Register to win a weekend for two at the Greenbrier Resort. See Roth Cadillac, Peach Street in Erie.
The score stands 16-11. The Ramblers with the lead. 4:51 remaining in the second quarter. We have a ball game, but two big three-pointers in the closing moments of that last segment. Really the difference thus far.
That's the difference in the game right now. Prep 4 of 6 from three-point land. Fiorelli with 2 of those. McDowell 0 of 2 from three-point land. So 12 of Cathedral Prep 16 points coming from behind the arc.
Panazzo with the ball as Doug Lecker is back in the game. Shezakowski on the bench getting a breather. Del Sandro is also back in for the Trojans. Matt Hine back on the bench.
What McDowell has to do is get Aaron Garrity some looks. Garrity has been so big for this team in the postseason up to this time, and McDowell just unable to find some looks. Del Sandro going baseline, gets double teamed. Actually, Del Sandro gets a big break here because he was in a whole lot of trouble there. This could be a look for Garrity, and that's real important. Even though he doesn't get the shot to go, they needed to get him a look.
So Garrity's shot doesn't go. The Ramblers with the possession. They lead 16-11 here in the second quarter. Fiorelli with the ball working against Damon Finazzo.
The other thing we have to watch out for, Mike, all through the interdistricts, Cathedral Prep has put on an incredible run in this late second quarter of a basketball game to absolutely bury teams. Whether they can do that against McDowell remains to be seen, but right now it's a 5-point lead with just under 4 to go. We will have to wait and see if McDowell can withstand what looks like it's starting to be a Cathedral Prep run.
Bad pass by Trokey goes out of bounds, and the Trojans will get possession.
We're talking 18-1, 25-1. Shenley in the Western semifinals went from the late second quarter all the way into the third quarter without scoring a basket. McDowell can ill afford to have anything like that happen up to this point.
Finazzo with a kickball off of Vahey, so the Trojans maintain possession. They seem to be really trying to get it into Brent Whitkin.
Yeah, they really do, and I think that's very important. They want to get Whitkin going, but they need to get their three-point shooting game going too. McDowell without a three-pointer through about 13 minutes of basketball is no way for them to play basketball. And it looks like we got another guy with blood, Trokey, to the sideline. Now, is he going to have to leave?
He's going to get bandaged up quickly. It may not take much. They might let him get back in, but now we will have a substitution.
And it's Graham Weatherspoon, and Spoon hasn't played in a long time for this team. This is a guy that was a starter early on in the season. Marcel Araby feeling he wasn't getting from Spoon what he wanted, but Spoon in a big position right here, coming out onto the floor and trying to give something to Prep offensively and defensively and on the glass.
Witherspoon, a 6'3" junior for Marcel Araby in his club. He's now inside to Whitkin. Fakes once, goes up, and gets it, his second basket of the game, and it is now 16-13.
Now you know why they're trying to pound the ball into Whitkin, because he killed Steve. Actually, he kept McDowell in the game against State College when it looked like State College might make a run in the Western semifinals against the Trojans.
Taken away by Finazzo, his second steal of the ball game, and he wants to go the distance.
Keith Neese, great hustle to get back. We really didn't have a real good angle on that, Mike. Prep crowd not happy about the call. Maybe we'll have a better angle on the replay, and it looks like we will. Finazzo coming very strong to the hole. Let's see if Neese does indeed get him. A lot of contact there, and that's got to be called in the open court.
So Damon Finazzo will go to the free throw line. We have some substitutions. John Trokey coming back in along with Julian Blanks.
A very interesting situation developing here, Mike. Witherspoon, who has not played in a long time after being a starter for Prep, gets into the game. And then Sean Blakesley, who has not played since the District 10. Actually, Park took his starting job during the District 10 championship game. Blakesley into the basketball game. So two guys that haven't played a whole lot in the interdistricts getting some minutes here in the second quarter.
Finazzo, the 5'8" senior, an 81% free throw shooter. It wasn't pretty, but that one goes in. He'll shoot again. Sean Blakesley, as you pointed out, though, a senior 6'4", he did do some good things while he was in there for the Trojans. Has 126 points on the season, 38% shooter from the field, 26% from three-point range. In rebounding, he has a total of 83 rebounds. So he's done some things off the board.
He's a good player. He's just Coach Flynn just felt they might get a little bit more from John Park, but he told me that Sean Blakesley is still a guy that they're going to need some time on down the road, and he needs him tonight. Park with 2 fouls.
And the sophomore Julian Blanks is back in the game. There's a foul call going, I believe, against Finazzo.
I think it was Blakesley.
Julian Blanks is just a sophomore. Quite a player.
It's going to be fun to watch him for the next couple of years. He's got Division I written all over him.
Shezakowski is back in over to Blanks. Now to Keith Neese. Neese to Blanks. 2:32 remaining in the second quarter. 16-14. The Ramblers with a 2-point lead over the McDowell Trojans. Watching the game live here on WJET TV 24 as Blanks shot is no good, and the rebound for Blakesley, what we talked about.
Yeah, good job by Blakesley getting in there, getting a board. He can give you a little something offensively if he still has the confidence to get it done.
Away from the ball, Brent Whitkin is going to be hit with a foul. His first foul of the night, so he gets through a good part of the first half unscathed until this point.
Yeah, that's good news. The only foul trouble for McDowell, of course, at this point is Park. And Lubin has 2 too. Julian Blanks is in the game with 2 fouls. John Park is not in the game with 2 fouls.
Finazzo looking for yet another steal.
We want to talk a little bit about the 1-and-1 on the next foul for McDowell. Prep will be in the 1-and-1. 2 more fouls.
What a play by Julian Blanks. Finds Shezakowski for the layup and the foul. So they're looking at a potential 3-point play.
Julian Blanks with great court vision, looking to go to the hole, doesn't see it. No look pass to Shezakowski. And we talked a little bit about the backdoor looks that State College got against McDowell because of that pressure defense. And there's a backdoor bucket for McDowell.
So Blanks will go to the bench as Bob Vahey checks back in.
Shezakowski at the line for the Ramblers. He's shooting 1.
Shezakowski, one shot is good on the season. Shezakowski, an 87% free throw shooter, has 373 total points coming into tonight's game. Averages 12.9 points per game in the Metro League Championship game. He had a career high of 23 points against this same McDowell Trojan team. 19-14, Ramblers with the lead. 1:33 remaining in the first half. Del Sandro from outside. It doesn't go. Loose ball. Lecker comes up with it for the Ramblers. Keith Neese will work it up the floor. We are about 1 minute and 15 seconds away from halftime. Ramblers with the lead and possession.
Looks like Prep's going to be a little content to run some clock. They're really starting their offense far away from the bucket. Another backdoor look.
Great
Lecker
play by
can't get the ball
Finazzo.
to Vahey.
Finazzo went up high and knocked that one across court to Blakesley. And now the Trojans with possession. Whitkin down near the baseline. Tries driving inside. Goes up and gets it to go. 19-16. 45 seconds.
Every time you think Prep might make a little run and run out to a 9-10 point lead, McDowell does something good defensively, gets the ball back, and comes through with a bucket at the other end. Twice, Preps had the ball in 5-point leads, and they could not push it out to 7 because McDowell played the solid defense.
27 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Ramblers lead at 19-16. Del Sandro almost overextends. Lecker to Vahey. Inside to Trokey, loses the handle. Out to Shez. Shot is up, no good. Blakesley jumping high. Finally, Whitkin steps in, takes possession, but a call underneath will give the Trojans possession with 7 seconds to go before halftime.
I'm not sure what the call is. I think it should be Prep's basketball. I just think that the official pointed the wrong way. If there was a traveling,
it would have been Whitkin. There is some confusion.
It's going to be Prep's basketball. The official just pointed the wrong way.
And your officials, Larry Frasina, Rick Fletcher, and Bill Hall.
Larry Frasina just pointed the wrong way, had the correct call. on the travel by Whitkin. And, you know, that's a goofy rule in high school basketball that you fall down and it should be a traveling. There's been some debate about that rule. Some people saying that, no, if you look at the PIAA rule book, it should not be called a travel. But they're calling it a travel 9 times out of 10. And let's see if Prep can get the last shot off here.
They get it off. It doesn't go. Trojans with the rebound. The first half comes to an end with the score. The Cathedral Prep Ramblers 19. The McDowell Trojans 16. Stay with us for the halftime show of this, the PIAA Boys Quad A Western Final. We're back with more in a moment.
The PIAA Quad Western Final between Prep and McDowell, sponsored by Edinburgh University and St. Vincent Health Center.
This weekend, you can cash in on fashion at Mill Creek Mall. Just shop for new spring apparel, shoes, or accessories in 3 stores. Present 3 receipts totaling at least $75 and get a $10 mall gift certificate free. Use your free $10 gift certificate any way you like to cash in again at any mall merchant. Check your newspaper or the mall for participating Cash In on Fashion merchants. You'll find shopping very rewarding during Cash In on Fashion this weekend at Mill Creek Mall, Upper Peach Street, Erie.
Department store receipts excluded.
Beals McMahon Painting congratulates the Ramblers and the Trojans on their success this season and each team's quest for the state title. Tonight, the Prep Ramblers battle the McDowell Trojans in the PIAA Quad A Western Finals. Good luck to both teams from Beals McMahon Painting, commercial, institutional, and residential, serving northwestern Pennsylvania since 1973. Beals McMahon Painting. Call 454-3676. Good luck.
2 for 1. That's right, 2 recliners for 1 low price. Only at the John D. Schultz Reclining Furniture Gallery. Priced as low as $3.99 for 2. Choose from a wide selection of wall savers, rocker recliners, swivel recliners with over 100 different fabrics. Plus, no interest, no payments for 1 full year. If you don't need 2, bring a friend. 2 for 1 recliners, the Reclining Furniture Gallery, only at John V. Schultz Furniture.
Come in and see John V.
Edinburgh, University of Pennsylvania.
We are back live at halftime from the Erie Civic Center in Erie, Pennsylvania, where the Cathedral Prep Ramblers lead the McDowell Trojans by 3 with a score of 19-16, and this the PIAA Boys Quad A Western Final. Joining us for this halftime report, one of our colleagues throughout several different games over the years, Andy Sassini, also a member of the 1980 Prep State Championship team that beat McDowell in the Western Final. From an objective point of view, as a former coach in the Metro League, how do you assess this first half of play?
Well, I think the real key so far is the fact that Prep has not let Aaron Garrity get into the game at all. And, you know, I thought that he was the key to McDowell's success against Prep all year. He's probably averaging over 20 points a game. He got 1 shot off. It was contested. It was in and out. But, I mean, he's averaging 20 a game, and he's got 0 at half right now. So I think that's the key for Prep. That's Prep's defense, I'm saying. Offensively, I think Prep, Julian Blank started out real hot, and what hurt them is when he picked up his second foul. He had, you know, 2 cheap fouls. He didn't get his money's worth on either foul, and he sat probably about 5 or 6 minutes of the game, but I think he's going to have a big second half.
If you look at this team, though, in Cathedral Prep in particular, throughout interdistricts, Coach, they had great runs at the end of the second half. Looked like they were starting one here. McDowell managed to settle it down a little bit and now just trail 3. So it's not characteristic of the last couple of games in interdistricts. At least McDowell certainly still very much in this game.
Oh, absolutely. You know, McDowell will not let teams make those kind of runs. They're too good. McDowell's an excellent defensive team, probably the best defensive team in the state. Not to take anything away from Prep, because Prep's very good, but I think McDowell is a little stronger defensively. R.J. Fiorelli came in and did a great job for Prep. He really did.
And he did that against Shenley as well.
Yes, he did. He's actually did against McDowell in the District 10 game.
Right.
Even though they lost, he was a big spark for them in the second half. He's playing great in the postseason, especially for a junior.
If you are coach of either team, what do you say as you get set to come out for the second half?
Actually, I think McDowell's in a good position right now, because I don't think McDowell played very well, and they're only down 3, actually. With Prep, I think you tell Marcel says, listen, guys, don't pick up any cheap fouls. We need everybody. We need our strongest guys in the game right now, and we can't afford to sit Julian Blanks down or Keith Neese or R.J. Fiorelli. We need everyone in. No cheap fouls, and just keep shooting the ball well like we've been.
Coach, thanks for joining us at halftime. Enjoy the second half, and we hope you stay with us. We are at halftime. The score, the Ramblers 19, the Trojans 16. We're back to go over the stats after this. Nice.
When talking phone books, everyone's talking about me. You're talking phone book. I'm talking easier to use, easier to read, and look here, 4-color advertising. Color is a beautiful thing.
Talk about user-friendly. My customers and I really appreciate the larger print and the 24-hour information line. And talk about business-friendly. Advertising rates always lower than the phone companies, guaranteed.
I'm the easier to use, easier to read, 4-color, bigger print, hometown talking phone book. So go ahead and use me. Everyone else does.
As an ABC graduate, I feel confident when I tell students that they'll be receiving the best business education available to establish the credentials needed for a meaningful career.
I like the 2-year courses, and I actually get to apply my education to my internship program offered through the Erie Business Center. I really like the way my life is going now, and that direction is up.
Erie Business Center, where business careers begin. ABC.
All right, team, we're going to go right up the middle with interest-bearing checking, hit him outside with free first order of check, and finish him off with credit card protection, keyring registration, and free accidental death insurance.
Yo, Coach, how about 50% travel savings nationwide?
Rocky, that's it! Now go out there and win!
The first place checking account only from First National Bank of Pennsylvania. Let a personal banker put you in first place today.
Nothing comes close to the safety of a mother's arms, except maybe a Ford Windstar. It comes with airbags, anti-lock brakes, and a feature not found on most moms, side intrusion beams. Only at your Erie Warren Crawford Ford dealer.
The Sparkler. It's bright, it's happy, and it's a lot of fun. But it doesn't last very long, and neither will this. 4.8 financing or $1,000 cash back on a new Ford Windstar. See your Erie Warren Crawford Ford dealer.
The Super Bowl seldom lives up to its advanced billing, but the PIAA Boys Western Final is doing just that. The Ramblers lead 19-16. Duff, what a first half, and it looks like we are primed for a fantastic second half.
Yeah, I think the first half lived up to everybody's expectations. All you want in this situation is a well-played basketball game. There are some things both teams, I'm sure, would rather see happen in the second half that did not happen in that first half, and I'm sure Andy Cicini touched on a few of them for McDowell. Aaron Garrity has to be involved in the offensive process. I mean, they're trying to pound the ball down low to Brent Whitkin, and in the process, they may have taken Garrity out of the offense a little bit too much. No points in the first half for Aaron Garrity.
And only one shot.
And and only one shot, and he had a good look at it. For Prep, I think it's just continue to do what they're doing. They played a great first half of basketball. Well, a couple of the keys we talked about, patience offensively and defensively, and that's exactly what Prep has shown. They've been very patient on the offensive end, got good looks, and they've been very patient against a very patient McDowell offense.
Quickly to run down the scoring, Del Sandro with 4, Finazzo 3, Whitkin 6, Caldwell 1, Lubin 2. For the Ramblers, Shezahowski 6, Neese 3, Blanks 2, Lecker 2, and Fiorelli with 6 off the bench. We are back to the second half action after this.
North Dakota, South Dakota, East Dakota, West Dakota. The 1996 Dakota Club Cab 4x4 SLT, only $19,996. 1996 Dakota Sport 4x4, $16,996. An 8-foot bed work special for $11,996. Straight out Route 20 in Girard.
Unbeatable carpet savings? You're getting warm. It's spring sale time at Schilling's Carpet One.
This is the sale I have been waiting for.
Every Schilling's carpet is sale price 20 to 50% off now through Sunday.
Everything's on sale?
Pick your color, pick your style, pick up 20 to 50% savings, and don't pay a penny for 6 months.
Yeehaw!
Fresh cut prices on every carpet store-wide now through Sunday only at Schilling's Carpet One.
Famous Lazy Boy in every style and fashion fabric exclusively at Arthur F. Schultz. Now at Arthur's, choose lifetime warranty Lazy Boy from the Tri-State's largest inventory. Lazy Boy recliners from $259, rocker recliners from $279, coil spring sofa sleepers from $499, motion sofas with dual incliners and more from $699, savings to 50% with no payments or interest for a full year. Quality for less, award-winning customer service, free express delivery, just east of I-79, Route 20, Erie. Arthur F. Schultz has it.
The PIAA Quad Western Final between Prep and McDowell, sponsored by Edinboro University and St. Vincent Health Center.
There you see the score as we get set to start the third quarter, 19-16 the lead. But if anybody can coach a team back into a ball game, which they're very much in, Pete Flynn, the man you are looking at now, with his assistant coach Jim D'Alessandro to his immediate right. The second half is underway. The Ramblers with a 3-point lead and possession will now be going right to left. 7:53. We are underway.
For Prep, keep the patience offensively and defensively. For McDowell, keep the pressure up defensively, but find a way to get Aaron Garrity involved offensively.
Side to Shez. Walks it out. Goes to Blanks down near the baseline. Back into Shez. Nice play. Up and in for Shezakowski. Gets two more.
Backdoor cut. We've seen that a couple times. We saw it against State College, and we've seen about six of Prep's points come on backdoor cuts in this one. McDowell very aggressive. They are a bit susceptible to those backdoor cuts. Let's watch and see if they get Garrity a shot.
21-16. Ramblers with the lead if you're keeping score at home. On the floor for the Trojans, Whitkin, Garrity, Finazzo, Park, and D'Alessandro. For the Ramblers, Fiorelli, Trokey, Neese, Vahey, and Shezakowski. Correction, Doug Lecker on the floor, not Bob Vahey. 21-16.
Well, Park's not happy. He thinks he got mugged underneath, and then they get Park for the foul, and how about that? I mean, that's his third foul. I mean, to come just about a minute into the second half, Park does get mugged on the shot, but then, wow, that's a tough foul on Park. The officials have done a tremendous job up to this point, but that's a real tough one, especially for your third foul, and they're probably going to have to take him out of the game.
And it looks like they will do that. When they get a next stop of play, they can whistle in a substitution. As the Ramblers have possession to Julian Blanks, working against Damon Finazzo. Up top to Keith Neese. Keith Neese penetrates, puts the shot up, and it falls. 23-16. The Ramblers starting to inch away.
Well, we've talked about the fact that Prep can make a run on you. They've done it through the whole interdistricts. Usually they start that run in the second quarter. They may be starting one here early in the third quarter. That's what they're looking for right there.
And Garrity's second shot of the night is no good. Whitkin puts it back up and is fouled by, I believe, Shezakowski.
See, Mike, that's the problem when you don't have somebody involved in your offense throughout the first half. He's only taken 2 jump shots throughout the basketball game, including that one. Whitkin, however, doing a nice job on the offensive glass. Whitkin with the ball fake goes up strong, and he'll go to the line. And as we thought, Park has to leave the basketball game with 3 fouls, and he's going to probably have to sit down for quite a while.
Brett Whitkin on the season, a 74% free throw shooter. And he converts. He has 318 total points on the season coming into tonight's ball game. Rebounding, he has a total of 116 to lead the Trojans off the boards.
The other thing we should mention about the struggles that McDowell has had getting Garrity involved is the job Brian Zezakowski has done on Garrity defensively. Zezakowski is 2 or 3 inches taller than Aaron Garrity, so that's a tough matchup for Garrity at this point. What a basketball player needs to do when he's having trouble getting involved in the offense, he has to take the basketball to the basket instead of standing up and maybe shooting jump shots. Garrity eventually will knock one down, but going to the bucket, maybe getting to the foul line can usually get you going offensively.
Trokey's shot is no good. Finazzo battling underneath. With Blanks, Ramblers will maintain possession. And everywhere Blanks goes, he has Damon Finazzo to deal with.
Well, Finazzo did a great job boxing out, but no one from McDowell stepped up and got a rebound, and Blanks was able to keep the ball alive underneath, and Prep retained possession.
Lecker down to Neese, out to Shezakowski, now to Julian Blanks. Blanks brings it back to Lecker. Great job by Finazzo, but it goes out of bounds. Ramblers will maintain. What defense by Damon Finazzo.
They play with tremendous defensive pressure. Very hard to run an offense against. And up to this point, I think Prep has just done a tremendous job handling that pressure along the perimeter, being patient, and not taking poor shots. Prep has taken good shots at the basket, and that's right now why they're winning this basketball game.
Pete Plen gives Finazzo a breather. Matt Hine, the junior, checks in to replace him. He's now going up against Blanks. And Lecker works the side down to Blanks, whose shot is up no good and called with the offensive foul.
Well, that's really the first forced opportunity that Prep has taken, and I'll tell you what, John Park sits down with 3 fouls. Julian Blanks is going to have to sit down with 3 fouls. McDowell has done a great job all year taking the charge underneath. This time, that's Kyle Lubin taking the charge for McDowell. Finazzo has taken 10 charges this year. Del Sandro 11, and Brett Winkin has taken 16 charges this year. So the Trojans do a tremendous job on that aspect defensively too, and they get one there. And another big opportunity for McDowell to do something offensively. And I'll tell you what, time and time again, it looks like Prep's going to make a run and push it out. And here McDowell comes back down only 3 when they were down 5.
So it's Whitkin with the shot for the Trojans. 23-20 the score. Ramblers lead by 3. Garrity grabs on to Trokey's jersey, and that is not permitted.
Well, Garrity made a bit of a mistake there because he was on a mismatch underneath down low. Watch Garrity. He knows he has no business guarding Trokey down on the block. There was a switch action. McDowell doesn't like to switch things defensively. Somehow that got switched up, and Garrity looked to get back to his man. Just did it at a bad opportunity, and there's the defense again, Michael.
And this time, Finazzo gets this one to go. That's his 3rd trip to the basket off of a turnover. Finally gets 2 points, and we now have a 1-point ball game, and this crowd now is starting to come to life with 4:35 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Both sides now up on their feet. Looks like another turnover opportunity. No.
And this foul is going to go against Shezakowski.
So McDowell, who looked like they were on the verge of maybe being taken right out of this game, now has an opportunity with 4:27 to go in the 3rd quarter to take a lead. This McDowell team, I'll tell you what, I'm having a great time, Mike. I'll tell you what, both of these teams, I'm just so impressed with the poise. We're talking 15, 16, 17-year-old kids out here in front of this packed place, and they're just doing a great job.
So the Trojans with the ball, trailing by 1, just over 4 minutes remaining 3rd quarter. Top of the key, Lubin to Finazzo, over to Garrity, who still doesn't have a bucket. Now to Del Sandro, who drives and gets it in. And the Trojans have the lead for the first time in the 2nd half, although it's just by 1 at 24-23. 4 minutes to go. And we have a foul call going against Kyle Lubin.
Trojan foul number 4, Kyle Lubin. That's his 3rd, team
24-23 the score. We have a break in the action, so we will take a break. The Trojans lead it by 1. It's getting exciting. Don't go away.
Cornstarch and flour?
Yes. The thing about diabetes is that you can learn how to control it. You can prevent complications from occurring by controlling the blood sugar.
Garlic in here too?
We teach the patient that they don't need to be so reliant on the doctor or the nurse educator, but they need to take a more active role in their care. Having diabetes doesn't have to be a life sentence. Unlike other diseases, you can learn how to control it. And through our diabetes education classes, we can show you how.
Welcome to the neighborhood where smiles are real and times are good, where folks all treat you like they should. One big American family, where all across the country but just across town, everything
Tradition. You learn it. You teach it. Style. You have it. You show it. Excellence. You achieve it. Whether it's on the golf course or in the business world, Jack Nicklaus is a proven champion. Now, tradition, style, and excellence are brought together for you in the Jack Nicklaus Tournament Series. Coordinated blazers and slacks, tailored by Hart, Schaffner, and Marks.
Hart, Schaffner, and Marks Clothing exclusively at Tom Carley & Son.
There you see the score, 24-23. And Brian Duffy, if someone told you prior to tonight's game that midway through the third quarter, Aaron Garrity wouldn't have a point and the Trojans would be leading by 1.
I'd say you're absolutely nuts, because if you would have told me that Aaron Garrity would not score halfway through the third, I'd say that McDowell's going to be down by at least 8, 9, 10 points. But some other Trojans have stepped up, and they're doing the job defensively, offensively. Both teams playing real well. Just a bit of a lull here for Prep, letting McDowell back into the game.
The Ramblers with possession. Keith Neese with the ball. Keith Neese drives to the bucket. It goes. He is fouled by Aaron Garrity, so it's shot at a three-point play for Keith Neese.
Little confusion defensively for McDowell. Watch Del Sandro and Garrity. Really unsure, Garrity here, if he should stay and help or get back to his man. Neese sees the uncertainty in Garrity and takes advantage, goes to the hole, and gets the 2 plus the foul. Prep really needed that bucket at that point. It had been a huge McDowell run to get back into the game and take the lead. This one's got all the makings of going right down to the final ticks.
Keith Neese does convert on the three-point play. On the season, he shoots 78% from the free throw line. 26-24, Ramblers with the lead here in the third quarter. 3:36 remaining third quarter. Mike Gallagher and Brian Duffy with the call for you live here on TV 24 from the Erie Civic Center. The McDowell Trojans and the Cathedral Prep Ramblers. The winner goes to Chocolatetown for a date with the Eastern finalist winner in the state championship. And in so many ways, this game may be even bigger than that one because of all the local bragging rights and to be the premier team in the West. Finazzo out to Del Sandro, whose shot is off the front of the rim, no good. Garrity gets the rebound, but loses the handle. It's knocked away. The Trojans will maintain possession.
Julian Blanks, John Park, both with 3 fouls, both still sitting on the bench. Neither individual has seen a lot of time here in the third quarter. You got to pick your spot when you want to bring your guys back. It'll be interesting to see when Pete Flynn and Marcel Araby decide to do that.
Kyle Lubin, same thing first half. 2 big buckets coming off the bench, and it is a 26-26 ball game.
Going the other way. Looks like Vahey got caught off the ball, Mike.
So that will bring it back for the Trojans. 2:54 remaining third quarter. We're all tied at 26. This one certainly living up to its advanced billing. Inbounding for the Trojans will be Kyle Lubin, the 6'1" senior. Has the 2 guards in the backcourt, and Damon Finazzo and Jake Del Sandro. It's Finazzo with the ball. Finazzo, an outstanding soccer player, helped lead the Trojans to a state championship game there. Says he's not going to be happy until he gets the gold somewhere, and he's hoping to advance after a win tonight. And R.J. Fiorelli, who is off the bench, is hit with the foul.
That was a great idea McDowell has had to start this game to try and pound it into Whitkin. Obviously, that's real smart. The only problem is the fact that it's taken Garrity a little bit out of the game. They're still trying to get him involved. Foul there was on John Trokey, and Trokey also now in a little bit of foul trouble. Trokey's going to have to sit down with 3 fouls.
And John Park with 3 fouls comes back into the game. Aaron Garrity is on the bench. Coach Pete Flynn is having a chat with Aaron Garrity as Whitkin's first shot is good. It gives the Trojans a 1-point lead, looking to increase it to 2.
You know what? I think they called that foul on R.J. Fiorelli. They didn't get Trokey, but Fiorelli has 3 fouls at this point, too, now. So Trokey able to stay in, and Coach Araby leaves Fiorelli in the game with 3 points, 3 fouls at this point, too.
So the second shot no good. 27-26, the Trojans with the lead here in the third quarter. Shezakowski working against Kyle Lubin. Over to Trokey, now back to Vahey. Matchup defense for the Trojans, applying the pressure. They've caused 2 turnovers this quarter already, looking for a third on this possession. Fiorelli, Neese. Back up top to Vahey. Now to Shez. Shez works it down. Whitkin knocks it away. And the Ramblers maintain possession. Vahey's shot for 3 is short. It's loose on the floor. and it is McDowell's ball.
Mayhe can knock down that jumper. I was watching him shoot in practice the other day at prep, and he can really shoot when he gets into a rhythm. Maybe not in a rhythm, and that's the reason that went down. Same situation for Garrity. And they've changed their mind on whose basketball it is, and Prep's going to come up with the basketball. Now, I'm not exactly sure if the official just made the wrong indication or if they got together and changed their call. We see Julian Blanks back into the basketball game with 3 fouls. John Park is back into the basketball game with 3 fouls. We'll have to watch those two. How hard can Park play on Zezikowski? That's a great idea by Zez, taking it to the hole, trying to draw that fourth.
So the Trojans get the rebound and possession. They hold a 1-point lead with 1:52 to go in the third quarter. Del Sandro to Park. Back out to Finazzo. Finazzo over to Del Sandro, working against Keith Neese.
A little Curly Neal action there by
nice job by Jake Del Sandro. Quite a Del Sandro family for the McDowell Trojans, and Jimmy Del Sandro with his team went all the way to the Western semis, wasn't it, a few years back? With Damon Finazzo.
I believe. Gets his shot blocked. That's Fiorelli in the lane, doing a nice job with a little hop by Fiorelli to get the block shot.
So Julian Blanks back up the floor to Keith Neese. Zezikowski against Park. Inside to Lecker. And a jump ball call will give the Trojans possession. 1:08 to go in the third quarter.
Give Aaron Garrity some credit, Mike. He hasn't been involved offensively, but watch him double down on Lecker, get the jump ball call and the possession going in favor of McDowell. Garrity's done a nice job keeping his head in the basketball game defensively when he hasn't been too involved offensively. Sometimes good offensive players are unable to do that. Looks like Prep's going to get into a little zone here. Let's watch and see if they're cutting through. No, yeah, it's a little zone action, little matchup zone action.
And underneath, the foul call is going to go against Trokey, I believe. Now that should be his third as he just checked back in the game. That's his second. 27-26. The Trojans lead and have the ball. Del Sandro inbounding under his own basket to Whitkin. Gives it off to Del Sandro. Kicks it out to Finazzo. Over to Park. Down to Garrity, who's still.
It's a zone now. It's a zone from McDowell, from Prep. Changing things up. They thought Marcel Araby changes defense when he thinks the other team gets a little comfortable.
Garrity with the shot, but it doesn't go.
I really think Mikey's got to try and do some other things, maybe try and get a shot off the dribble. That's a good shot for Aaron Garrity. Aaron Garrity can knock down that shot without any problem. But we're harping on it a little bit, but the fact is Garrity is just not in any rhythm at this point, so he's unable to get anything going.
You talk about R.J. Fiorelli with 6 points. There you see his sister along with Katie Johnson. I believe that's Jim LaCourchik's daughter from St. Luke's School. St. Luke's will be leaving tomorrow for the state championship at Greensburg Central Catholic. So the Fiorellis in the hunt for several state championships as Keith Neese buries the three. 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Whitkin is called with the offensive foul. And Whitkin and Fiorelli get into a little shoving match.
Well, I'll tell you what, Fiorelli gave him a shot to the chest after the foul call on Whitkin. Fiorelli was not real happy with the offensive foul. Definite push-off there, right there by Whitkin. That's a foul. If we would have kept it running, you'd see Fiorelli give Whitkin a shot, and Whitkin wasn't happy about it.
So 2 seconds to go in the third quarter. 29-27, Ramblers with the lead, and will inbound the ball. Whitkin will go to the bench, and checking in will be Brian Caldwell, the junior. They let the quarter run out, but the Ramblers have the lead. 3 quarters are in the books. It's the Ramblers 29, the Trojans 27. We're back with the final quarter after this.
Sportsman, Erie Sports Store's Trout and Turkey sale is now in progress. Put the pedal to the metal and rush into the nearest Erie Sports Store to take advantage of huge savings this Trout and Turkey season. Choose from a large selection of camo clothing from the best names in hunting, with sizes to fit even the most robust hunters. And save even more on the area's finest selection of firearms, ammo, turkey calls, decoys, and a whole lot more. Erie Sports Stores, we do it right.
This is a slightly yellow diamond with many imperfections. It's also a poor cut. This diamond has a white color, a good clearness, and a cut that releases its beauty. This diamond is more valuable, and it's the one you should buy. If someone doesn't explain the difference, you might buy this one. Can you afford to make that mistake? I'm Steve Crago. At Les Crago Jeweler, we show you the difference. Come see us on West 8th Street in the Colony Plaza.
As an ABC graduate, I feel confident when I tell students that they'll be receiving the best business education available to establish the credentials needed for a meaningful career.
I like the 2-year courses, and I actually get to apply my education to my internship program offered through Erie Business Center. I really like the way my life is going now, and that direction is up.
Erie Business Center, where business careers begin. EBC.
Complete living rooms for under $1,000, only at John V. Schultz Furniture. That's right, complete living room packages, including sofa, love seat, coffee table, 2 end tables, and 2 lamps, priced as low as $9.99. Choose from a wide selection of styles and fabrics, plus no interest, no payments for 1 full year. Come in and see. We've got over 50 rooms for less, only at John V. Schultz Furniture.
Come in and see John V.
You see the pushing and shoving underneath. Watch Whitkin comes through with the offensive foul. Now watch Fiorelli come from the other side, and Fiorelli's going to give him a little shot to the shoulder. Whitkin's not real happy about it. You'll have bumping and grinding when you're playing high school basketball.
And the fourth quarter is underway. 29-27. Ramblers with the lead by 2 and possession. The winner going to Hershey. The loser is done. This the 5th meeting between the 2 clubs this year. It's 2-2.
Back door. Weak side back door.
And it's R.J. Fiorelli with the shot. 31-27. 4-point lead for Marcel Araby and his club. This time the foul call going underneath.
Ramblers looking to take a charge underneath. They, like McDowell, do a fantastic job stepping in. Look like Fiorelli or Trokey. Not sure who it was. I think Fiorelli. Yeah, he's stepping in way too late. Actually, they call it from behind. Then they don't call anything on Chezikowski, who was in position to take a charge. That's 4 fouls on Fiorelli. So he's provided a big spark up to this point, and he's going to have to take a seat. Jake Del Sandro at the line. McDowell 7 of 10 from the free throw line for the game. Prep's only been to the line 2 times, Mike, in this whole basketball game. They're 2 of 2.
Del Sandro is at the line. And it goes. Again, an 85% free throw shooter on the season coming into this ball game. He's 104 of 123. 31-28 the score. Ramblers with the lead. Now 29 for the Trojans. So a 2-point lead for Cathedral Prep. 7:27 left in regulation. And it is the battle we expected. Keep in mind the Trojans average 66 points a game. The Ramblers 62. We are not on that pace by any stretch.
No, we are not. You can expect that in this type of basketball game. Everybody maybe a little bit more tense than usual, trying not to make mistakes. I think it's been a well-played game. I think both teams have stood up to the challenge and played solid basketball, just not seeing the offensive production because both teams know you've got to play some defense to win at this level.
Inbounding will be John Trokey for the Ramblers. Brings it into Julian Blanks. Blanks getting pressured by Damon Finazzo. Blanks drives, nice move, shot up and in off the glass. That's a big-time move.
He's a big-time player. He already is a big-time player in 10th grade. Doesn't look to score a whole lot, but when he goes to the basket, he's going to do a couple good things. Either he's going to score or he's going to pass off and come up with an assist.
A 4-point lead for McDowell. Aaron Garrity and the Trojans have the ball.
Prep still in the zone.
6 minutes and 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Garrity to Del Sandro. Tries going inside to Whitkin. He can't find the handle, and the Ramblers have the ball.
That was a good pass. Whitkin wasn't ready for it. McDowell's got to be a little careful here now. 33-29 with 6 minutes to go in the game. You can't afford to get down 6, 8, 10 points at this point. Not against a team like Prep.
Trokey loses the handle for a moment, gets it back. Finazzo, nice move.
That should be McDowell's basketball. I think Finazzo knocked the basketball off Julian Blanks, although I was screened from it.
And we have a timeout on the floor, so we will take a timeout. Your score, the Ramblers 33, the Trojans 29. We're back with more in a moment.
The beginner's version, the advanced version, the beginner's version, the advanced version. Why wouldn't you choose Arby's Chicken Cordon Bleu? It's a major advance in taste. It starts with Arby's famous seasoned and marinated chicken filet, our own special recipe. Then it's topped with slow roasted ham and Swiss. Choose a higher level of taste. Try Arby's Chicken Cordon Bleu. You'll taste why it's better out here. And try Arby's new home-style fries. So good they even beat McDonald's in a national taste test.
Is it a luxury sedan or is it a truck? Smart lease a GMC Jimmy for $299 a month for 30 months with $1,800 cash or trade down and decide for yourself. You get a 4-door Jimmy with 4-wheel drive, anti-lock brakes, driver's side airbag, power windows and locks, AM/FM with cassette, tilt wheel, cruise, rear defogger and wiper, deep tinted glass and aluminum wheels. So forget the luxury car versus truck debate. Lease a Jimmy from Rick Weaver, Hartley's, Emery Mann, Griffin Bossard, Wiggers, Smith Gray or McQuillan.
I'm Francis V. Klecker. We at the Klecker Funeral Home have been serving Erie families for 3 generations. We have the largest facility in Erie County and a wide selection of burial or cremation plans to fit your needs. Our 4 licensed funeral directors have a commitment to helping families through a very difficult period in their lives. For a pre-arrangement consultation, call 454-0156. Klecker Funeral Home, continuing the tradition of caring for over 3 generations.
There you see the score, 33-29. Ramblers with the lead. It is a packed house here at the Erie Civic Center. Even the new luxury boxes located at the east end of the Erie Civic Center where you see the WJT TV 24 sign. And they are excited about it here. What a great seat for a basketball game. And you have a great one at home as well. And hopefully this quarter is going to continue the way it's been thus far. A great ball game between both clubs. It's still anybody's to win. 5:42 remaining in the game. The Ramblers have possession and a 2-point lead. Excuse me, a 4-point lead.
Foul trouble to consider. Park, Whitkin, and Lubin with 3 for McDowell. Blanks and Fiorelli. 3 for Blanks, 4 for Fiorelli.
Trokey shot no good. Follows it up. Now Vahey with it. He finally gets it up and in. 2 more for the Ramblers. They're now up 35-29.
Second chance opportunities will kill you, and usually McDowell, because they play man and they can get a man on a body, doesn't have a lot of trouble with second shot opportunities. I'll tell you what, Marcel Araby made a brilliant move switching back to this zone defense. It has given McDowell all kinds of problems offensively. It has bogged down their offense. Whitkin will get to the free throw line. That's a good job by McDowell. But you remember when McDowell was down 6-7 points and they got back into the game. They got back into the game playing against Cathedral Prep's man-to-man defense. Whitkin inside gets hammered. He'll go to the free throw line. Trojans doing a nice job at the line so far, Mike, 9-12.
As you look at Pete Flynn again in his 6th year for the Trojans, as a Strong Vincent head coach, got to the state championship and won it. Has never gotten there as a Trojan in 6 years, although he's had great success as Whitkin converts. Now a 5-point lead for the Trojans at 35-30. Whitkin will shoot again in the bonus. Second shot is also good. 35-31. 4-point lead for Cathedral Prep. They have possession. Nice working against Del Sandro. Goes by him. Underneath, Trokey alone. This time he puts it up and in.
2 easy baskets and 2 possessions. That's very unusual against the McDowell defensive team.
So Finazzo brings it up the floor. 4:30 to go in the game. 37-31. Cathedral Prep has the lead.
Matchup zone. Garrity's still not involved in the offense.
McDowell waiting for something to happen. Trying to create something offensively. Park from outside. Doesn't hit the 3 this time. You'll remember against State College, he had a big shot that sparked the run.
Del Sandro with a great hand down there. Prep had corralled the rebound and a possession, but as you'll see on the replay, watch Jake Del Sandro come up with a hand right here from behind Zezikowski. Whitkin comes up with it and gets hammered by Zezikowski, so he'll go back to the free throw line.
So Whitkin will go to the free throw line again. And there is some water on the floor that they're trying to take care of. Again, your officials for tonight's game, the referee is Larry Persina, Rick Fletcher, and Bill Hall. Whitkin tonight from the line is 5 of 6 on the season. Whitkin shoots 74%. Whitkin connects on his 6th free throw of the night. 37-32. It's the Ramblers by 5. 4:14 remaining in the fourth quarter. A sellout crowd at the Erie Civic Center. Free throw shooting could be key before this one is over.
And McDowell is getting there a lot more often than Prep is. That's 13 of 16 from McDowell from the line, and Prep's only been to the line twice.
37-33. Ramblers do have the lead and possession. Under 4 minutes to go in the game. Match-up defense for the Trojans. A battle and a blocking foul going against Jake Del Sandro.
McDowell's very aggressive on the perimeter defensively. Del Sandro all over Nice. They called Del Sandro for the body there. Jake really never with any position, but McDowell wanted the push-off on Nice. That might have been a good no call, but in that kind of situation where play has been stopped because of some kind of contact, you've got to call something, and that's the correct call really in that situation.
At the line for the Cathedral Prep Ramblers, Keith Nice, whose first shot is good on the season. Nice is a 78% free throw shooter, averaging 10.8 points per game for Marcel Arabi. This one off in front of the iron, no good. Garrity with the rebound. Garrity to Finazzo. 38-33. Ramblers lead. Trojans with the ball. Garrity to Del Sandro. Out to Finazzo. He penetrates, puts the shot up, and it falls.
We talked about the Finazzo in the first half going to the basket and how he's able to contort his body into all kinds of different positions and still come up with a bucket, and he does it again. Finazzo's very good at what he does offensively. He's got to do that more often.
We have a timeout on the floor with the score, the Ramblers 38, the Trojans 35. 3:20 still left in the game.
Beat the spring rush and make an incredible deal at McQuillan in Girard. Consider the enduring quality of an Oldsmobile Cutlass Sierra, a Sporty Achieva, or a full-sized 88 Royale. How about Pontiac Performance, packaged in a cool Sunfire, a sharp Grand Am, or a powerful Bonneville? Isn't it time you stop borrowing a truck and get your own GMC Sierra, or Sonoma pickup, or a Jimmy Sport Utility? Don't be trampled. Beat the spring rush. Make an amazing deal at McQuillan Oldsmobile Pontiac, GMC Truck, and Suzuki in Girard.
Edinburgh, University of Pennsylvania.
Beals McMahon Painting congratulates the Ramblers and the Trojans on their success this season and each team's quest for the state title. Tonight, the Prep Ramblers battle the McDowell Trojans in the PIAA Quad A Western Finals. Good luck to both teams from Beals McMahon Painting, commercial, institutional, and residential, serving northwestern Pennsylvania since 1973. Beals McMahon Painting. Call 454-3676. Good luck.
Welcome back live to the Erie Civic Center. You see the score, and you also see Mary Hoffman, last year's Giant Eagle Golden Apple Award-winning Teacher of the Year, who works with the special needs classes in the Mill Creek School District. Her students are there with her. Big fans of Brent Whitkin. In fact, he's bought tickets for them for several games. You may have seen us feature them on Sunday Sports Extra this past week, but great to have them in attendance here tonight. 38-35 the score. The Ramblers with the lead. And possession. 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the game. Fiorelli to Blanks. Down to Neese. Now inside to Shez, who kicks it back out to Fiorelli. They're going to wait until they really have a shot, and Blanks likes what he sees. It doesn't go. Fiorelli with the rebound.
That's a big break for the Ramblers. Long rebound.
And Trokey gets the layup.
I mean, that brings luck into a basketball game at this point with about 3 minutes to go in the game. A long rebound. McDowell's got position everywhere underneath, and the ball comes out long, and Prep gets it, and gets two. You need a little luck, however, to advance in the interdistrict.
Finazzo for three, cuts the lead to just two for the Ramblers. We're at 40-38, 2:25 left in the game. Damon Finazzo, two big buckets for Pete Flynn.
Finazzo's got ice water in his veins, Mike. That guy just steps up big in the state college game with free throws. Did a tremendous job. Now he's gotten the last 5 points, and he's not really a tremendous offensive player, but he's just stepping up big at a huge moment in the basketball game.
So Whitkin comes back into the game. Brian Caldwell goes to the sideline as you take a look at Father Dedish, who was the equipment manager back in 1980 when Cathedral Prep won the state championship. Father Dedish from Blessed Sacrament Parish, the assistant pastor there, is certainly one of their biggest fans, and if you keep an eye on him during the game, sometimes he's a little bit more excited than you would expect the priest to be, but he certainly does love his basketball. Again, a part of that state championship team 16 years ago. Trokey's free throw is good. Marceau Araby wants to take a break. We do have a break on the floor with the Ramblers leading 41-38.
The Business Technology Association says Toshiba copiers are the most reliable in America. Is that true? As reliable as Old Faithful. Maybe even more reliable. So, for reliable copiers, fax machines, service and supplies, who do I call? Hagen Business Machines. You got a phone number? Do you have a phone number? Hagen Business Machines, your reliable, faithful Toshiba dealer.
They're on the air, man. Warville and Ireland are on the air in the morning. Today's best music, man. You gotta listen. Bad things in the morning, man.
Don't miss the show Thursday. We'll explore the human mind. It's a terrible thing to waste. The topic will be dreams.
Like hopes and aspirations dreams?
No, like, you know, you were in one of my dreams the other night. I'll tell you about it. Have I ever been in yours?
No.
Warville and Ireland in the morning. Jet 102.
2 minutes and 13 seconds, all that's left in quarter number 4 of this, the boys PIAA Quad A Western Final, featuring the McDowell Trojans and the Cathedral Prep Ramblers. The Ramblers with the lead at 41-38. Trokey is at the free throw line. On the season, Troke shoots 73% from the charity stripe. And he puts the Ramblers up by 4. 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Trojans with the ball, trailing Cathedral Prep by 4 points at 42-38. Finazzo to Garrity, who is scoreless in this ball game. Now Del Sandro drives the baseline, kicks it out to Garrity, to Finazzo, who has the hot hand, and it continues. Another three for Damon Finazzo.
I am so impressed with Damon Finazzo. It is unbelievable. What a competitor Damon Finazzo is. He has scored their last 8 points, Damon Finazzo, to keep them in this basketball game.
42-41.
And the pressure causes a timeout.
So there is another break in the action. It's a 1-point ball game, and certainly an exciting one. Just 1:30 left to go.
94, the oldie station, wakes you up with Martin and London.
Tomorrow morning on the Martin and London Show on Froggy 94.
We're going to give you a chance to stump us on music trivia. If you can, you win a nice prize.
And we'll try to stump you. We'll play a forgotten oldie. You give us the title and the artist, and we'll give you 25 bucks. Starts at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning on Froggy 94.
It's Martin and London in the morning on Erie's oldie station, Froggy 94.
Here at Paris Cleaners, not only will you receive the finest dry cleaning service available, you'll also meet truly caring employees who consistently meet the expectations of the most demanding of dry cleaning customers.
Welcome to Paris Cleaners.
Hi, welcome to Paris Cleaners.
How can we help you?
Hi, welcome to Paris Cleaners.
So bring us your dress shirts, your wedding gowns, your winter coats, anything that needs special care. Bring it to us, Paris Cleaners, the caring professionals. And make a friend or two.
It's everything we expected it would be and more. 42-41 here in the fourth quarter. 1 minute and 36 seconds left. Damon Finazzo likes the pressure. In the last 2 minutes, he has 8 points, 13 for the game. What a primetime player.
A lot of primetime players on the floor right now, and Finazzo has done a real good job keeping them in the basketball game up to this point. With Garrity not really doing a whole lot offensively, Finazzo had to step up. For the Ramblers, it's spread out. Fiorelli with 8, Nice with 10. They're doing a tremendous job keeping their patience against McDowell's pressure defense. They get a good time out there. They may have been in danger of a 5-second call.
42-41, a minute 30. Ramblers with the ball. Trojans applying the pressure. Trokey to Shezakowski. And a hand check foul going against John Park.
4 on Park. You got to leave him in though with 1:23 to go. You can't take anybody out at this point. It's winning time right now, and everybody's got to be in the basketball game.
It is 42-41. Shezakowski will go to the free throw line. He shoots 87% from the free throw line. And he's 1 for 1 tonight, now 2 for 2. So it's 43-41. You are watching this exciting matchup between the Trojans and the Ramblers for the right to go to Hershey live on WJET TV 24. And Shezakowski now 3 for 3. Puts the Ramblers up by 3 at 44-41. Finazzo works it up the floor. A minute 15 to go in the game. Finazzo to Garrity. His shot is up and in. What a time to come on for Aaron Garrity. He ties the game at 44 with just over a minute.
You got to be kidding me. This is fabulous high school basketball.
1 minute to go. Tied at 44. The Ramblers with possession. Shezakowski to Nice. Works inside, reaching over the back is Brent Whitkin. That is his 4th foul of the night, which could be a factor should there be an overtime session.
Park and Whitkin with 4. As you mentioned, Mike, if it goes to overtime, could be a bit of a problem. Trokey's going to go to the line. He's 2 of 2 tonight. I'll tell you what, there are just some kids coming up absolutely huge. Zezakowski hits 2 free throws. Garrity comes back, gets his first 3 of the night. Trokey goes to the line, unable to get the first one to go down. This place is just rocking right now, Mike. It is fired up. Here's the foul on Whitkin. Overextends himself a little bit defensively.
So Trokey converts and gives the Ramblers a 1-point lead at 45-44. Do you hold for a last shot?
I think you just run your offense. You run your motion offense. If you're Pete Flynn, if you get a good shot, you take it. If you wind down that clock, maybe then you go for the win. I don't know. I think you just have to run your offense, and if a good shot opportunity comes along, you got to let it go.
It's Garrity with the ball. 27 seconds, and Pete Flynn and the Trojans will take a timeout. It's 45-44. Brian Duffy, if you are Pete Flynn or Marcel Araby, what do you say in the huddle now?
Well, right now, what Prep's going to be doing is say everybody's got to play defense, whatever defense they want to come out in. You may look for a defensive change here from Coach Araby. Try and throw McDowell off a little bit. What McDowell's going to come out with is some kind of set play to try and get a bucket. That depends on the fact if Pete Flynn wants to wait and take the final shot and go for the win, or if he wants to get a quick 2 and put a little bit of pressure on Prep to go for that last shot. But either look for a set play or look for him to wind it down to about 7 before they go off.
Are you looking for a Del Sandro or a Finazzo or a Garrity? Are you designing a play to a particular player?
I think you look inside right now. I think maybe you look for a little bit of penetration from Finazzo. He's done a fantastic job going to the bucket at this point. And if Finazzo has anything happening inside the lane, then it looks like they may get a dump off to Whitkin at this point. He's been doing a tremendous job at the free throw line. I'd look for penetration and a dish.
That is Father Dennis that we told you about up on the shoulders. And this place is going crazy, and I tell you, if you're not on the edge of your seat, in fact, they're all standing now, Duff.
Yeah, there is no such thing as the edge of the seat at this point. Everybody's on their feet. What Prep's got to do is decide what they want to do offensively. Marcel Araby talking it over with his assistant coaches, deciding what do we think McDowell is going to do. Then depending on what they think McDowell will do, they'll try and throw a defense that may throw McDowell off. So the chess match at this point really underway. If I'm McDowell, I look to score right away. I don't look for the last shot. I put the pressure on Prep, try and get a bucket, and then put the pressure on them.
But how about Aaron Garrity? Doesn't get a point all night. Most crucial point of the ball game, buries a 3.
Well, everybody's come up huge. These kids have played a tremendous game. The big shame is somebody's going to have to lose the basketball game. What's crucial here is getting the basketball in. This is always very, very difficult. We'll have to see if Prep is going to challenge the inbound pass. A little bit of denial. Let's see what McDowell's got up their sleeve.
22 seconds to go. Trojans with the ball. The Ramblers with a 1-point lead. Damon Finazzo, the last quarter here, has had a sensational run with 8 points in this quarter. 12 seconds.
They're going for the win, Mike. Finazzo, there's the penetration we talked about, and the dish. Let's see what they can get. The steal. Are they going to call a foul here? Yes, they are.
There is a foul call going against the McDowell Trojans and the Cathedral Prep Ramblers, and their fans starting to shower the floor with Hershey kisses, but it is not over.
Well, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. They're throwing Hershey kisses on the floor with 4 seconds to go. They know better than that. Well, if McDowell did exactly what they wanted to get. They got penetration, but you were just unable to see the fact that Finazzo tried to get it dished off. They just lost the basketball. I'll tell you what, McDowell wants a technical foul, and there is every reason to think that they should get a technical foul called on the Ramblers sideline. You'd hate to see a call like that affecting a basketball game at this point. But the Prep guys are great enough basketball fans that they should know better than to throw Hershey kisses on the floor at this point. And they're excited, and we understand that, but you've got to watch yourself.
And Pete Flynn is going to argue the point. He is now in the face of Larry Frasina, the head official at tonight's game, and he is not happy about it. And now Marcel Araby is going to join in the conversation.
Well, he has every right to be very upset. He really does. I'd hate to be an official and put in this spot right now and have to look at the situation and decide what's happened. He has every right to be completely upset. But what do you do if you're an official, Mike? You're in the Western Final, and you're going to let the fans decide the basketball game. A real tough situation for the officials to be in, and it's a shame that they were put in that spot.
Jimmy Marnella was extremely upset, the assistant coach for Marcel Araby, jumping up at Pete Flynn, so the tension is heated. Keith Neese will go to the free throw line. There are 4 seconds remaining in the game. It's 45-44 Prep.
What's important here is that if Neese makes both free throws, it's 47-44. McDowell can still tie with a 3-point.
He makes the first, so now a 2-point lead for the Ramblers. He does make it a 3-point lead. With 4 seconds left, there is a timeout on the floor taken by the Cathedral Prep Ramblers. We'll be back with his exciting finish after this.
If you do one thing, do it right. In the middle of the day or late at night, don't even try it if you can't come through. You say you want chicken? Well, that's what we do.
Enjoy the KFC All-You-Can-Eat Buffet, featuring a fabulous selection of items, including the Colonel's delicious chicken, fresh salads, hot vegetables, and tasty desserts. All you can eat only $3.99 for lunch, $4.99 dinner, and all day Saturday and Sunday.
KFC, chicken right.
Just 4 seconds left. The Trojans will inbound. 47-44 the score. What do you do?
Well, I think they may think about getting Bryant Caldwell in the game. He's the quarterback to try and throw a long pass. If not, they'll go with one of their best passers throwing it in. They'll look to set some kind of down screen or cross screen and try and get a three-point shooter. Maybe not in great three-point range, maybe with a chance to take a dribble and throw up a mid-range three-pointer from maybe 10, 15 feet past the three-point arc. Then try and get the penetration and look for that three-pointer. There's a number of things you can do in this situation. You know Pete Flynn has worked on this before in practice. The problem is Marcel Araby knows exactly what they're going to try and do. There's going to be all kinds of screens. What Prep will do, they will switch everything on the floor. They will not try and fight through any screens and take a chance of somebody popping open for a wide-open three.
This quarter, the McDowell Trojans are 3 of 4 from three-point range, and they need one now to send it to overtime. Otherwise, the Cathedral Prep Ramblers will head to Hershey for the 3rd time in 4 years.
Park's going to throw it in, and it looks like McDowell's going to try and use the dribble. They'll probably send somebody deep, and then they're going to try and use the dribble and get that three-point shot. Someone's going to break deep, but Prep's got Zezikowski deep right now, so that's probably not going to work. Here comes the throw in, and let's see what they've got.
He gets the shot off. It hits off the front of the iron. It is all over. The exciting finish we expected has happened. The Cathedral Prep Ramblers are heading to Hershey. Unfortunately for the McDowell Trojans, the season comes to a disappointing end. The final score, Cathedral Prep 47, the McDowell Trojans 44. It lived up to its advanced billing and then some. What a finish, what a ball game, and what a place for an event like this at the Erie Civic Center, the site of the PIAA Western Final. And the Cathedral Prep Ramblers are on their way. Incredible as you watch the celebration. Our Brian Duffy will shortly get in position to provide some post-game interviews. And it is a very disappointing time for the McDowell Trojans and their fans. But Cathedral Prep with an unbelievable run in the interdistrict playoffs. Simply incredible, but hats off to both teams. Look at that. That shot says it all. Damon Finazzo out on the floor with Keith Neese. It's an incredible shot. It tells the story. An incredible shot. And Brian Duffy is now just about in position with Keith Neese. So, Duff, if you can hear me, let's send it onto the floor to Brian Duffy. Duff?
Keith, what a tremendous basketball game. I mean, this one lived up to all the expectations. You're heading to Hershey. You got to be absolutely fired up about it.
First of all, I want to give my utmost respect to McDowell. They're a heck of a team, and they deserve it just as much as we do, but we happen to win tonight. We did an excellent job down the stretch of shutting down their shooters and coming up with the ball.
What did you guys do? What did you feel was the key down the stretch? Obviously, McDowell made so many runs at you, but you guys had enough to hold them off and get the job done.
We knew we had to be patient on offense and get what we wanted every time down. We couldn't rush a shot, or we couldn't come back out. We had to get what we wanted. Then when we went back the other way, we had to hold them on defense.
Keith, thanks a lot. Congratulations. Good luck in Hershey. Michael, it's been an absolutely fantastic basketball game. 47-44, your final score. What's going to be key in this one as Marcel Araby joins us live here on the sideline. Coach, congratulations. Tremendous job. You're on your way to Hershey. Your kids played a great basketball game.
McDowell's kids played a great game. This is a classic game. And I'll tell you, I'm happy for my kids, but I'm extremely sad for McDowell. I mean, these are a great bunch of kids. Either one of us would have represented Erie well. And I want the McDowell community to know when we go down to Hershey, we're going to bring this back, not only for Prep, but for that blue and white across the way. Because I feel for those seniors, I feel for Aaron Garrity, and I feel for David Finazzo, and I feel for Brent Whitkin, and I feel for Del Sandro, every last one of them. They are a great group of kids, and God just happened to be with us tonight.
Whichever team went to Hershey was certainly going to deserve it, and your basketball team certainly deserves this trip. Your guys, just ice water in the veins. We talked about it from both teams. I mean, you did so many things well in pressure situations. You've got to be extremely proud.
Yes, I'm proud. I'm proud, but like I say, you know, I'm happy, but I'm sad at the same time because this is just wonderful. And, you know, I just can't talk about my kids enough, but I can't talk about Pete's kids enough either.
Coach, thanks a lot. Congratulations on your way to Hershey, Pennsylvania. It's been an absolutely tremendous Western Final. Everything that we expected here at the Erie Civic Center. 47-44 your final score. The Ramblers on their way to Hershey, Pennsylvania. Mike Gallagher is standing by. Michael, it certainly lived up to its billing.
It certainly has, Duff. Again, you said the final 47-44. The Prep Ramblers on their way to Hershey. We're not done from the Civic Center, so stay with us. We'll be back with more post-game comments after this.
At Raz Auto Body, your car and you are treated with class. From the moment Dave Raz meets you with your personal estimate, thanks Dave, to the professional repair work with genuine factory parts, to the final okay that your car's ready to go home. At Raz Auto Body, your car and you are treated with class. See Dave Raz at Raz Auto Body, 2516 Pittsburgh Avenue, the people's choice in collision repair.
Plymouth Neon. Fun and affordability in 4-door and coupe. The all-new Plymouth Voyager and Grand Voyager, the next generation of the minivan. And the new Plymouth Breeze, the sports sedan with fun for 5. The new line of Plymouths. What'll they come up with next? Buy or lease a Plymouth before March 31st and get no charge maintenance for 3 years or 45,000 miles.
Back live as the Cathedral Prep celebration continues. Brian Duffy is standing by with one of the stars, Szezikowski. Duff?
Thank you, Mike. Brian Szezikowski joins us live here at the Civic Center. And, Brian, I mean, a tremendous, tremendous basketball game. What are your thoughts? Last 4 seconds. McDowell got a good look at it. Del Sandro threw up a nice-looking three. It just didn't go. What are your thoughts immediately after it bounces short?
Well, before all that happened, I looked at the clock. There's 4 seconds. In my mind, I had memories of Ringgold last year where they put that in overtime, and they ended up beating us. We knew we had to go out there and play as hard as we could, and we just went out there, and he threw up a shot, and it didn't go in, and we're winning.
You play this basketball game coming off a District 10 loss to McDowell, a game in which in the fourth quarter they handled you pretty good. Obviously, you guys were confident coming in because you won the basketball game. Were there any concerns at all about the fact that the way McDowell handled you in the District 10 final?
Well, in District 10, they came out and played tough D on us, and they just took us completely out of our game. And I think from that fact on, I think we stepped up every day. We wanted it. We wanted to go to Hershey, and now we're here.
Now you head to Hershey, and everyone hyped this game up so much, but you've still got some business left to take care of. There's a state championship out there to be won.
Well, some people said this was a state championship in Pennsylvania, but we do have another game. We're going to have to go down there and hopefully bring it back to Erie.
Ryan, congratulations. Great job tonight. 47-44, your final score. The Cathedral Prep Ramblers on their way to Hershey. Mike Gallagher, super basketball game, and hey, we'll have the state championship game for you live Saturday night, 7:30 pregame, 8 o'clock tip-off on TV 24. Michael?
You know, Duff, it doesn't get any better than this. And joining us now live here in the post-game, Andy Cicini, one of our colleagues throughout the season and someone we talked basketball with on a number of occasions. And, Coach, I think we have to talk personally for you and your crew now because this is a 16-year reunion for your team that did the same thing and beat the McDowell Trojans, went to Hershey. It's got to be an exciting time.
It is. In fact, Jerry Kaminsky was the best defensive player on our team. Drove all the way in from New York City for this game tonight. And so, yeah, I hadn't seen him in a while, and it's great to see him. And we're going to try and get a bunch of guys to somehow get together in Hershey over the weekend. We got to make a bunch of quick phone calls. But I'll tell you, what a game. I mean, McDowell, Damon Finazzo played like a lion out there. What an unbelievable job. Aaron Garrity really didn't do anything all game because Prep had keyed on him, comes off a pick and buries a three. And I reiterate what Marcel said because they gave an unbelievable effort. And I'll tell you, for Prep, Keith Neese, in my opinion, just absolutely controlled that team in the fourth quarter. When they were tired and they were struggling, he kept that team together. He made a bunch of free throws, hit some big shots, and he, in my opinion, was the MVP of the game for Prep.
And speaking of MVPs, another one standing by with our Brian Duffy and John Trokey. Duff?
John Trokey, we are joined live by here at the Civic Center. And John, 47-44, your final. Going into this basketball game, what did you see as a key, and did you accomplish that in the win?
I think one thing we were trying to really do was get it inside first and then go back outside. A lot of people think we were relying on our threes a little bit too much. And tonight I think we were getting inside their defense, and we did what we had to do throughout the night and came out on top.
Trokey, congratulations. Great job. You're on your way to Hershey, Pennsylvania. Mike, I've got a question for Andy Cicini, if he's still with us. Andy is stepped out. I was going to ask Andy about the controversy late in the game. McDowell looking for the technical foul call when the Hershey Kisses came onto the floor with 4 seconds to go. Mike, that's not going to be a dead issue. We're going to hear about that in the next days. McDowell is not going to be happy with that. Should there have been a technical called? Well, that's a judgment call by the officials. If it impedes game, there should be a technical call. That's a hard judgment to make. The officials do not call the T. That's a big break for Prep. A bad break for McDowell. The Ramblers on their way to Hershey. Michael?
Okay, Duff, now we're joined by our statistician. You don't normally get interviews with statisticians, but when they're as popular as Joey Stevens, this is appropriate. Nobody knows the game of basketball better, except maybe Duff. You two argue about it quite a bit. But
I know more than Duff does.
Yeah, but you had the chance to sit here and assess this one.
Well, you know, I was so busy keeping stats straight the whole game, I really didn't get a chance to enjoy it as much as I probably would have liked to because, my gosh, what a game. What a phenomenal game. You know, I said to my wife the other day, I said it's really kind of a cruel joke that, you know, we have the 2 best teams in Western Pennsylvania. They're both from our own area, and only one gets to go on and play. I mean, it's really sad, but, of course, best of luck to the Prep Ramblers. I'm sure the whole city will get behind them and support them. As far as McDowell, what a phenomenal season, what a phenomenal run in the tourney, and, you know, by far the 2 best, and that's, simply put, the 2 best teams in Western Pennsylvania right here in our own backyard, without a doubt.
And this game certainly living up to its advanced billing, and guys like Finazzo and guys like Nice, I mean, they really, I mean, to play in front of this kind of pressure, I was nervous doing television in this kind of game. Imagine how those kids must have felt.
I said going into the game that I really, in my heart, felt that Prep had a little bit of an edge, only because they've got a couple of kids who have been there before. They've got a coach who's been to the state finals 2 out of the last 3. This is a tremendously big game, but I thought they would come out a little bit more at ease at the beginning of the game. Of course, it was nip and tuck the whole way. It came down to a couple of free throws in a call at the end. But again, it's 2 tremendous teams, a well-fought game, and you know, neither one of these teams, McDowell can hold their heads up. They played a tremendous.
You've been in this area forecasting the weather a long time, Joe. You've seen a lot of basketball games.
Why do we have to talk about weather?
a lot of basketball games in your day. Does this one rank up there? Is it the game?
Yeah, this is the best game I've seen in the area, and I've been at Jet now for 25 years. You know, in radio and television, and this is by far the best game I've ever seen. This, you know, could have gone either way, without a doubt. 2 teams so evenly matched, and there's been some great games in this city, but this has to rank right up there as one of the best all time.
Yeah, it certainly was. As you take a look at the Cathedral Prep Ramblers huddling at the foul line, and let's just watch this, because it's certainly a great time for Marcel Araby and his team. You know, and you see the hug there between Jim Marnella and Marcel Araby as they head off the floor. And what a time, what a great situation for the Cathedral Prep Ramblers. Now you look at Marcel Araby, Joe, over the years.
Yeah.
9 years at Cathedral Prep, 195 wins, 59 losses, 5 trips to the Western Final. Now on his 3rd trip to Hershey in those 9 years. I mean, that is some kind of impressive record, and maybe we don't give this guy the credit that he has coming to him.
Yeah, he's a tremendous motivator when you talk about. Of course, he's had very good talent throughout the years. There's no doubt about that. But teams that even that, you know, people did not think were going to be that successful, he's taken those teams and, of course, has really done really good things. He, without a doubt, is one of the better coaches in the state of Pennsylvania. We're really blessed, and I mean this in all sincerity, that, you know, we have right here in Erie, Pennsylvania, I think, you know, 2 or 3 of the best coaches in high school basketball in the whole state. And in our own Metro League, in our own, you know, Pete Flynn is one of them, without a doubt.
Right.
One of the finest coaches in the state of Pennsylvania, another tremendous motivator.
And one thing that a lot of people don't know, and I'm going to tell this story. This past summer, Coach Marcel Araby's mother passed away. He told no one. He went and dealt with it personally, and he was very close to his mother. And we're certain. I talked to Ron Sertz, the athletic director, about it. I'm sure she's looking down on him tonight with pride, and not for winning the basketball game, but the kind of young men that they're producing on both these clubs. As we look at Keith Neese, who was certainly a hero tonight, and it's certainly a great time for the Cathedral Prep Ramblers as they're heading to Hershey. Our Brian Duffy is now back with us. Duff, your thoughts now? I had a few minutes to digest this one a little bit.
Basketball game, from both ends. Both teams did a tremendous job in the basketball game, 47-44. went and talked to the PIAA officials about the possible technical foul called at the end of the game because of throwing debris on the floor. What the PIAA officials told me is that if they can determine that one side and one side only threw debris onto the floor, then there can be a technical foul called. Obviously, the officials were not able to tell if the debris came from one side or the other. The officials themselves, according to PIAA rules, are not allowed to comment on the issue. So I guess it's a dead issue at this point. The officials, according to the PIAA, they have to determine whether one side or the other threw it, and they were unable to do that, so it's a moot point at this point.
Okay. So the Western Final is in the books. Cathedral Prep gets the win, 47-41. Special thanks to Joe Stevens, our statistician, to all the gang, including Image Video, for providing the great pictures, and our timeout coordinator, Mr. Lee Patton. For my co-host for this event, Brian Duffy, I'm Mike Gallagher saying so long. We will see you in Chocolate Town as the Cathedral Prep Ramblers try to bring home the gold. The final again, Prep 47, McDowell 44.